Welcome to How to Build It with Zapier. Today I'm going to build out a client portal using only Zapier. So let's do this. I'm going to go and create a new interface for this client portal. We'll go ahead and start from scratch to give a blank interface to work from. Now there's a few places you could start. I could start building out the pages. I could think through the back end and build out tables and all the data that's going to populate the client portal, or I could think through the zaps and the workflows I'm going to want to have with the portal. For today, let's go ahead and just start with the interface. I know I'm going to need a few things. I want a project details page that's going to show a client the tasks that are being worked on. I'll probably want a documents page that's going to show helpful documents and resources, and then a get help page that'll have a form they can fill out and maybe a chatbot. So let's build out each page real quick. This home page is going to be a project details page, so I'll just go ahead and name it that. Okay, and from here, I'm going to add a blank table for now, and then I'll also show a Kanban view for clients to be able to see all of their related tasks. So now let me set up a documents page. I'll add a header just like before. And then once again, I'll add a table. Okay, so those are the first two set up. The last one is the get help page. This is where we're going to house a form and a chatbot. So I'll name this. All right, and then we'll build out a very simple form, and then we'll have a chatbot here. So now that we've got the user interface and what the clients will actually interact with, let's start populating it with data. So if I go back to home, let's go ahead and jump over into tables to create the related data. For now, I'll create a blank table for projects. And in this table, I don't think I'm going to need a button, so I'll remove that real quick. I will need a name for the project and a status. The status is going to be a drop-down field. We'll click Save, and let's just use those two fields for now. All right, so that's projects. Let's go ahead and create one for tasks. The task is going to have a name. It's going to have a related project. This is also going to be a drop-down field. So we'll click drop-down, and for the list, we're actually going to use that project's table. We'll use the project name as the field to display and click Save. We also are going to want a status field for tasks and also a due date field. For documents, let's go to the project one. Let's just go ahead and duplicate this table. Just give us a place to start. Documents will have a name, and then instead of status, we'll add in a link. There is one more table we'll create to house all of the submissions from the form, but we'll get to that in just a minute. For now, let me just go ahead and add in some dummy content for the projects and tasks. So one sec. Okay, some simple dummy content there so that we can work with it. Let's head back into the interface to link up these tables. For the projects, we'll go into there and then click into the table, go into data, and we're going to select that projects table as the back end. Down below is the Kanban view. We're going to select a table for that as well. That's going to be for tasks. We're going to group them by status. The card title is going to be the name of the task, and the description can be the project it's assigned to. All right, so now we've linked those tables up. Let's do the documents. Same thing here. We're just going to go ahead and select that table. And there we have it. So lastly, let's get into this last page, Get Help. Let's create this form real quick and connect to chatbot. So in the form, we can just add fields. For email field, this is where we don't necessarily want the client to be adding their own email every single time. We'll likely have a set of users that we say can have access into this portal, and they'll log in each time. And once that happens, then we'll automatically fill in the email field for them. So let's just do that real quick so I can show you what that looks like. Go into Access and Users. We're going to go to Managed Users Only. Currently it's just myself. We'll click Save. So now that only managed users can log in via Magic Link, or hey, why not? We'll have them be able to log in via Google as well. Once we have that set up, we can go back into the Get Help page. Now this email address we just don't need anymore. Once a user submits the form, we're going to set up a Zap and an automation to store it away and send a notification email. And you'll see that the data from the managed user is included, so you'll have that email address. So we'll just go ahead and change this field. All right, we'll keep it simple for now. Just what's your question? And when they do click submit, that's when we're going to store it into a table and have an automation run using a Zap. So for data, we'll go ahead and just create a Get Help table. It'll just store all of the submissions automatically in there. Tasks are free with tables, so it's just a nice connection. Keep it all in one place. And then actions, we'll go in here and create a Zap. This Zap's going to notify me anytime someone does submit the form. So we'll run a quick test here. When we do that, we get some dummy content. What's your question? Here it is. Maybe I'll just, I'll duplicate this so I can edit something. It also has the user email address here, like I said, when they log in. So we'll have that automatically. So we'll continue with that. And then I'm going to send myself a notification. Right now, just through email by Zapier, you could use Gmail or anything else you want, right? Just send a quick outbound email to myself. Here's where we're gonna map it in from then the user's email address here that will be recorded, their question. Perfect, that is easy enough. We'll just rename it and we'll publish the Zap. All right, so we'll go back in here. Now we've got two actions set up when someone hits submit. And then lastly, we can add a chatbot. So when I click that, I could create a new chatbot. Okay, and anytime you create just a brand new chatbot, there is a default directive that's put in here that's actually really helpful. Kind of shows you how you might want to think about prompting the chatbot. For now, I'm gonna just leave this blank, but you'd put in here, hey, you are an exceptional support assistant within a client portal. You give them an objective, you give them links, you tell them what to do, and you'll be all set. So I'll go back into the interface, make sure this is connected. All right, now we got the Get Help page all set up. So this client portal is looking pretty good. Let's add a few things to spruce it up, and then we'll give it a test run. So I'll go into projects and maybe I'll add some images here just to make it look a little bit better. All right, thank you ChatGPT for this wonderful image. We'll run with that. One last thing, let me go into the navigation, make sure that the clients have a navigation bar to navigate through when they're in there. Let's take a look. We've got the 3 pages we set up, 4 tables, 1 Zap. Let's look at it live. So a few ways you can log in like we put in. Let's go ahead and sign in with Google. All right, you'll see here it works just like an app. You'll see my name and my email address up at the top right. We're here, we're looking at the projects list. We can see the tasks that are being worked on. If I wanted to add details to the tasks for my clients, I could do that. Maybe they would click in and then they'd be able to see a lot more information about each task, maybe who's assigned, things like that. The documents page, this is where they could just view the docs. They'd all be linked here, pretty handy. And then Get Help as well. And then there's the chatbot that as a client I could interact with. So that's it. That's a client portal. If you did want to visualize all of this, you could build out something in Canvas. And we can take a look right here. I built out a canvas that shows us all the pieces of the client portal, what goes into it. In this canvas, I had added a way for a client to choose a project from a list and have that populate a project details page. So you've got that home page, you've got the different tables that feed into each of the pages. You can see here, anytime there's an automation or a Zap, you include that in the Canvas diagram so you can see exactly what's happening there. This would be perfect if you are building stuff out for clients. Maybe not necessarily a client portal, or maybe it is a client portal. Then you build in Canvas the process, what it looks like. You can share this canvas via a public link so that that client can view it and click around. So I hope you enjoyed this How to Build It episode. We'll do some more of these. I'll build out more things in Zapier to show you how it all comes together.